Hey people, here you go. This is the main car I'm going to build. 1972 Ford Gran Torino coupe, as you can see, 472 cubic inch, the 460/60 over, C6 transmission, 3300 style, 411 gear. Ought to run pretty good. Hope to get it at least into the 11s. Go from there. So, anyways, just want to let you know.
All right, y'all. I got a good one for you. You probably, at some point, you might have seen my Firebird video. My short got about 350, 400 views on it of what I did 28 years or so ago, building a Firebird, painting with rattle cans and everything else. Well, I'll just put a video up of it, of what it looks like now, and it's pretty bad, but, you know, these are just cars. But this one I got, this is my favorite, one of my favorites. I've always loved these cars, and I've had this car now going on, gosh, I've had this car for more than 30 years. It's been my daily driver and everything. But this is, let me turn it around here. This is my 72 Gran Torino. I always call it a coupe because that's a sport roof. I don't know what the actual nomenclature is, but it doesn't matter. This car started out from the factory as a 302 with an automatic, which I'm assuming was a C4, an 8-inch rear end, absolutely no options. No, it didn't have air conditioning. It barely had heat. That was it. It had a bench seat, vinyl car, no power brakes, no air conditioning. It only had power steering, and I imagine that's the only way you could get them then. So, like I say, this used to be my daily driver, and it needs to be washed off. It's got stuff growing on it. I haven't driven it in a long time. It's a big thing in the making. This car, me and a buddy of mine, he got the car before I did, because I got it from another guy that he got it to, another one of our friends. And this car, we took the 302 out because for some reason it burned up. I think the carburetor burnt or something. The 302 burned up. My friend had a drivetrain from a 73 Torino, which was a 2-barrel Cleveland, and a FMX. And we put that down in there. He drove it, and then he took and traded it to another friend of ours. Well, that friend of ours, he took the Cleveland out, and he put a 460 out of a 73 Continental. He hooked it to the FMX, which I'm amazed it ever survived. We didn't, evidently, one of us didn't beat on it hard enough. But that's the drivetrain that is currently in the car right now. 460 out of a 73 Continental with an FMX. Now I got the car from him. I bought it from him for $800 back in about 93 or 4, something like that, 92. It was my daily driver, just like that my Firebird had been. And I decided, after I got my pickup truck, I decided to make a bracket car out of it. So I proceeded, I had already put a Edelbrock cam and intake on it with a 750 Holly. And it was probably a really strong truck engine, but that's it. I wound up going to the junkyard. I got at that time you could still do this. I found another Torino in a junkyard, and I pulled the rear end out from it because I couldn't get parts for nothing for an 8-inch Ford. I decided to put a 456 gear in, and I've got it under the table over there. 8-inch Ford rear end with a 456. I didn't even put a pause unit in it. I just put extra shims on the carrier for the simple fact I figured, you know, I wasn't going to be driving it. It was going to be bracket racing, so I wasn't worried about longevity. But I got me a 9-inch out from the junkyard. I took it out, put this one in, another drive shaft, which I'm going to have to get a new one when I get this one done. And then I took and found a 411 gear with a mini spool, put it in there, and that's what's sitting in the car now. I'm probably going to take this is my intentions right now for this car. This car is going to get, I've got that 460 you saw me using as a paint booth for my cross when I painted it, is going in here. Or I may take this one out and build it. I ain't decided which. Doesn't matter. It's getting a 460, 60 over. Hold on a second. Alright, this car is getting a 460, 60 over, which makes it a 472. I've got a set of Kaase P-51D heads with 230 intake valves, 170 exhaust. Right now I'm debating, I've got a set of headers coated. They're 1.78 headers, primary. That's about all you can find for this car without going completely custom. I've got a TCI C6 transmission with a 3300 stall converter. Like I said, it's going to have that 410 under it, and it should run out pretty good. I'm going to gap the engine again for nitrous and see what we can get. I want to do some drag and drive events. And this car should not be near as heavy as what people think they are, because this car came out as a complete stripper in 1972. So the only weight that's been added is the 460 and C6, because the rear ends will be about the same. So it's going to have that, but then you got to subtract the weight of the heads, because I'm going from cast iron to aluminum. The intake I've got right now is Victor, the Dominator intake. I've got a Dominator carb to go on it. I've got a competition cam come from Kaase after I bought the heads. It has a 251 intake duration and 260 exhaust duration at 50 thousandths, with 607 exhaust intake lift and 626 or 622 exhaust lift. It ought to thump pretty hard. So I'm looking to do some drag and drive events, and I have a car I can drive. Because like I said, if you can't drive them, what's the use in having them? All right. If I was going to build a race car, I would have chosen a Fox body Mustang, or earlier or first generation Mustang, something like that. And I've got a roll cage going into it. This is some of the piping for it. That I will probably, you've watched me practice welding and everything. That is probably something I will not take and rely on my welding skills unless they get a lot better. I've got a lot of work to do on these cars. So this one here is getting the trunk out of a 72 Chevelle. And in just a minute, I will show you what that looks like. All right, got the hood open for you. This is what I'm working with. And so you can see it's already got a 460 down in it. 750 Holley carburetor. Will have to be rebuilt at best, but it's not going on here. A Dominator, or if I put another carburetor, it'll be a 1050 ATM carburetor, one of their 4150s. I have thought about putting a Torque 2 on it. Still debating. The car has got good bones to it. Just got to be done. It rusted strangely. I let this car sit for too long at my ex-in-laws, and you see it rusted the hood underneath like crazy. There is no latch mechanism up here, but it didn't take out all this down here. Alright, fenders are still good. The fender wells, why it didn't take them out, I don't know. Yes, at some point in time, this car has had some body work done. I don't know who did that. but you can see the car. It's got a sunroof in it. It's always had that. This car, when we first got it, had a tuck and roll blue interior. I took, when I was going to make a bracket car out of it, that was passe, so I took it out. Kind of wish I'd kept it now. It's kind of cool, because I'm going to take and paint this car with, hold on a second, let me get this off. I'm going to paint this car with, I'm going to paint it blue, and I'm going to paint this car blue, back like it is, but I'm going to do lace paint, at least on the top sections, and see what I can do. And like I say, it's just, this is not coming from a body shop, this is coming from me, because it's my car. And I just think that'd be cool. I have always loved the 72 Torinos above the others. One thing I love about this car is the full frame car. You know, everybody loves the Starsky and Hutch cars, and I love them. They're nice. But there's just something mean about that front end. That 1 year front end, it's just mean. I'm debating on the intake that I've got bought for this car, because I love that scoop right there, and there's no way that Victor intake with Dominator is going to fit under that hood. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. But this is the car. Like I say, this was my daily driver. You know, that's the thing about it. So you can see in here, all right, I got new door hinges I got to put in. That's a Mustang floorboard for trunk. I thought would work in here better, but it didn't. So I should have sent it back, and I didn't. Now it's got rust on it. But I've got the floors down here. You can see they need to be redone. And what you do for that right there, I found out, is you take the floorboards from mid-60s Mustang. There's a guy on a Torino forum figured out floorboards from a mid-60s Mustang will weld in there real good. And when you do that, you have factory floorboards, because there are no factory sheet metal for this car. I'm going to have to rebuild my trunk gutters. Looks like I may have to rebuild this part right here. I'm not sure. I know I will, but I'm not worried about that. Metal is metal, and you know, I could take and go find me a nicer, better car, but that car would not have the history I have with this one. Matter of fact, the guy that I got this car from, you know, he would kill to have it back. He wants it back, but I don't want to get rid of it because I love this car. All right, the one behind me, back over here, the Firebird. Me and my daddy worked on that car, so that car's not going nowhere. This one, me and my friends worked on it. It's not going nowhere, but it's going to go a lot faster. I'm looking to get this car into the 11s at minimum. I'm shooting for the 10s. That's why I got the 6-point roll bar. I probably won't ever go any faster than that in this car, because once you go over 10 seconds in the quarter mile, you got to start adding more and more bars to it, and it gets to be harder and harder to deal with. And I want the car to be comfortable. I will, and I'd say this again, especially on today, which is like 100 degrees, I will wind up putting air conditioning back in this car, whether it's electric air conditioning or if it's regular car air conditioning. It's going to have air conditioning back on it. You know, I figure if other guys can do it, I can too. The seats I've got over here for the car, I just hope my big fat ass can sit in them. And I can sit in them on the garage floor, but that's not the same. Hold on, let me show you something. Alright, we're back. That's the fuel tank I'm putting in it. That's a 20-gallon fuel cell. I forgot what the brand is. I got it from Jegs. That's what's going in it. It's got two AN in and out, two AN fittings on it. I'm going to use one for return, one for going in. This is the pump I've got for it right here. It's a Holly Blue pump, standard most people use. Got an MSD 6AL Ultra to control it, the spark. That car currently right now has a Mallory Unilight in it. That's what I put in it years ago. But I'm stepping up to all MSD on it. So I'm doing the MSD 6AL Ultra because it has ignition retarding. So you can take and retard the ignition, so it's a lot easier to start. That's one of the biggest things with cars, you know, with high compression or older cars. They don't do well starting because they have the compression's too much and everything. So that's the parts I got right now. I've got virtually everything for this car, except I don't have the distributor for it yet. I don't have the main bearings and rod bearings because I'm debating on what I'm going to do to crank on that. I've got a crank sitting over there that was in that engine that is that I have to turn down 10, or I take the engine that's in the car now and see if it's okay to do straight up. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I got to get it apart first. But my first priority before I do that is I got to get an appointment with the machine shop. Then I got to get this Firebird rolling and get it out of the way. Get the transmission out of it. The engine do it too. Like I say, I'm doing that all on my own. I got some, you know, hopefully y'all really like this. Let's move the engine hoist out of the way. Alrighty, let's turn this around. Alright, here's what we got going on. Alright, we got, what is that? My Morel hydraulic roller lifters for the 460. And I got, these are Harlan Sharp roller lockers. Dominator 1050. It's an older Dominator, but it's still a Dominator, and that's all that counts. Oh, and look at this here. This is just going to be bad in the car. Look at my steering wheel. That's going to be bad. This head here is one of my Kaase P-51Ds. And here's the other one. Let me open that there. Still in the plastic. All I did is pull it out to look at and gawk over. Brand new. Got my oil pump. That's my Victor intake right there. So the cam is in the house. Right there's my TCI transmission. Haven't even taken it out of the wrap yet. And the converter is, I think is that box down there at Jegs. It's a nitrous converter. Stalls to about 3,300. And I think this car should be pretty decently stout for no more than it is. I'm expecting the car to weigh somewhere. I'm expecting the car to weigh somewhere in the 37 to, well, 37 to 4,000 pound range, because being as it was a stripper 302 car, and a stripper 302 stripper 302 car, they said weighed about 3,500 pounds. Okay, the 429 Torinos of the same one, which I imagine they would have come fully loaded with air conditioning and everything, and they left the factory advertised at 3960, and that was before other options that might have been added. So I'm going to take and say that once you take and take the heads off of it, no AC right now, just heat, no power brakes, and it will get an improvement of brakes. I got brakes for it because I like to stop. But once you do that, I would say that what curb weight on the car with the roll cage added to it will be 3,750 to 3,800, I'm guessing. And then of course you throw me in there, it's going to be considerably heavier. And we'll go from there. I figure race weight will be somewhere in the 4,100 range, me and all. That includes a decent amount of gas. But that's the reason I went with a 20-gallon fuel cell, because I want to be able to drive this thing. I want to enjoy it. You know, I'm 56 years old. You know, I may have another 20 years, I may have another 30, I may have another 2, I may have another 2 minutes. I don't know what I got. But I'm going to enjoy what I got. And I'm going to build some stuff on this YouTube channel, build it up. I'm going to let y'all see everything that's going on. I pretty much got talked into, and I hadn't thought about it completely, about showing you the dyno runs once I get that engine rebuilt, which that engine for the 460 for the Torino is here. But I may take and not use that one, because like a dummy I took and put a divot in one of the mains. It's not real bad, and everybody says to run it. And when you got mains the size of a 460, you know, the main bolts themselves are 9/16. Hold on one sec. Be right back.